What is going on, everybody? I do see new faces on the channel. I like that. I like that. I got the X3 back here. I'm gonna be pulling in the S2000. I need to get set up so I can start pulling that engine out of it. We need to get that engine rebuilt. If you didn't watch the previous video, I'm gonna sum it up really quickly here. So, the reason why we're pulling the engine is because the engine is burning oil. There's blue smoke coming out the tailpipe. And that's because I ran this engine low on oil the first time. I had it fixed, but the fix wasn't really that great. So therefore I think some oil is sipping through the cylinder walls, going past the rings, and just being burned in the combustion chamber. And that's why I think we're seeing the blue smoke out the back, out the tailpipe. So engine needs to come out, and I think we're gonna have to sleeve the block to fix the problem. I do want to paint the engine bay as well, so pretty much all of this needs to come out. We'll start getting all this taken apart, and then we'll go from there. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Let's get started. Let's do it. I will be removing the intake here. To do that, I think I'm gonna have to pull the fuel rail first, along with all the fuel injectors, fuel lines, things like that, and may actually have to pull the tensioner pulley to alternator and water pump. What's up, guys? We are back. Was able to make some progress yesterday, so you can tell. Was able to get the radiator removed, alternator, tensioner pulley, fuel rail, you know, along with all the fuel lines and fuel injectors, things like that. The intake, and yeah, a few other things, few, you know, vacuum lines, few electrical plugs here and there, stuff like that. So yeah, so let's continue. Alternator's out, water pump is out, AC compressor set aside, but I will be unbolting it, and I'm gonna remove the condenser as well. But as far as the engine goes, I'm gonna pull the coils out, get the VTEC solenoid unplugged, all the electric connectors, get all that unplugged, and you know, set all the wiring aside, set the wiring harness aside. And then I think next I'm gonna remove the headers, and again at that point may actually have to lift up the car because the header bolts down to the catalytic converter. So, but yeah, again, making progress. Let's stay at it. Alright fellas, I don't know how much of this you can actually see because it's kind of tight down here, but I'm gonna remove the O2 sensor here, and then there's gonna be a few plugs for the transmission that we gotta undo. They're up here, and then we gotta do the slave cylinder. We gotta unbolt that from the transmission. We also need to unbolt the transmission from the drive shaft, so quite a little bit of work to do, so let's keep at it. What's up guys? It got pretty dark. Pretty much the transmission is almost ready to come off, and the engine as well. So I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. What's going on guys? Good morning. This is day 3. Let me show you what I got going on here. Got a whole bunch of stuff just laying here, from the radiator, airbox, alternator, water pump, header, starter, bunch of hoses and things like that. So the engine is almost ready to come out the car, but I need a hoist. And so I'm actually gonna meet up with my mechanic, the one that came out in my previous video. So yeah, I'm gonna go meet up with him because he has a hoist, and we need that hoist so I can pull my engine. Who knows, he might want to you know, give me a hand with what I'm doing here. So without any further ado, let's get going. Let's go meet up with him and see if we can get that hoist. Got the hoist back here, so you can see, right? The engine is already attached to the chain, and let me show you what I did here. Since the S2000 engine sits way far back, you know, if the hoist didn't actually reach all the way back here, so what I had to do was, this extension arm here has 1, 2, 3, about 4 holes that you can, you know, attach this arm to, and I had to drill one more hole. Luckily, it had the space for me to actually do that, and so that's a good 6 inches right there, and that was just enough for me to actually reach the chain there. So right now, Jose is underneath the car. I told you guys, I've been telling you guys now that Jose is a blind mechanic. He actually pulled my engine the very first time, and he did it all by himself, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. He's under there. He's just unbolting the transmission mount, and that should be it. I should be pulling this engine anytime soon now. Okay, so engine is out, so you can see with the transmission, and it's actually down here. So what I got to do now is unbolt the transmission from the engine, and just then I'm gonna load the engine onto my truck, the back of my truck, and take it to the machine shop. So yeah, almost there. That was a lot of work, guys. I got the engine on the truck. I'm gonna go to the machine shop, drop it off, and then we'll go from there. I'll meet you guys when I'm there. So I just got to the shop. We're gonna go in and talk to Armic, which is the guy that is gonna be rebuilding the engine. So let's go in and talk to him. that is it, guys. I just dropped off the engine. I'm gonna call it a wrap right here. Tarmac wasn't feeling that well, so we'll just have to come back next time and yeah, get some footage on the engine, and yeah, keep moving forward. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.